Well, you're welcome for my rhyming skills. All right, I'm going to bring a 2 down here because of this. Is everyone okay with that? All right, and I'm going to multiply it. As I look here, I have 1, 2, 3 carbon-to-carbon bonds. Is everyone okay with that idea? Okay. Plus, I'm still going to keep, well, let me keep it all here. Plus, the only other bonds were C to H bonds, and I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them, right? Which makes sense because you have 10 right there. 10 times C to H. All right, and I'll close that. That takes care of everything in this molecule. Hold on. All right, and then I'm going to add my 13 O double bond to O. You okay with that so far? All right, and that takes care of my broken, and now I'm going to subtract my formed. So this is all that stuff. Did I close all the parentheses in the right place? I think I did. Okay, minus. You okay with that? Now I'm going to bring this 8 right here. I'm going to take my minus over here so I have more room. All right. I hate this so bad sometimes. You suck. So bad. It does it all the time. You drag it to where you want it, but once you move your pencil, sometimes, it didn't do it there, then it like snaps to a new position. You're like, why are you doing that to me? All right, I'm going to now bring my 8. You with me? I have 8, and I'm going to multiply that by 2. Does everyone know where I got a 2 from? Okay, because O was double bonded to C 2 times in carbon dioxide. So that's where this 2 came from. Came from here and here. All right, and that would be a O double bond to C. Okay, plus that takes care of that. Now that's a 10, right? Plus I have 10, and I'm going to multiply that by 2. That 2 comes from the 2 OH bonds in water, and so that's an O to H bond. All right, when you now substitute these values in, you have, oh, it's up here. What was this number? Is that 413? CC 348. Okay, 413. What's this one? 495. 799. Is that this one? Right? And then 463. When you do all this math, 3 times 348 times 2 plus 10 times 413 plus 13 times 495. What'd I do wrong? I wrote it right. I just said it wrong? Okay. When you do all this, what do you end up with? Okay. If you didn't have that right, type it into your calculator one more time. Very specifically, go bonkers with parentheses and see if you can get the right answer. I'll pause to let you write that in. All right. We can also measure a bond length. All right. It's the average bond length for different bond types, because remember, kind of like the enthalpies we just found. In a different, it can be slightly different, but the average bond length can be given to you as well. As the number of bonds between two atoms increases, the bond length decreases. So really, this is the only thing on this slide and bond length that you do need to know. That a double bond is a shorter bond length than a single, and a triple is shorter than a single and a double. So the closest things up here together, you notice, are these 2, 3, I guess, triple bonds here, triple bonds, and then I guess there's one more over here too. Those are all your short ones because as bonds increase, the length decreases. Go ahead. I guess you could have a quadruple bond, but not really. Like, it's possible, but we would never measure it because it's not really very probable. The unit, yep, the unit they use here is an angstrom, which is an A with a circle above it, and you don't need to know that either. Angstrom is 1 times 10 to the negative 10th meters. They like angstrom because it puts these in values that are like close to 1, like values that are kind of reasonable to us. But they don't really matter. Excuse me. All right, then the rest was just more math practice. So, how do we feel so far about Chapter 8? To wrap it into a nutshell, these are the things we tested on. And the test isn't until after we're done with Chapter 9, so it's not this week. The test, you're going to have, I think, 6 multiple choice questions. You've seen all of them. We've talked through all of them. All right? If you don't remember them, then watch the class videos, at least the first 2 minutes of each one. All right? And then you will have Lewis structures. You have to draw Lewis structures. And then you have Bond enthalpies. There's just one problem on this, but it's going to take some time. It might even be, I think it's either propane or butane. And butane is one we just barely did, if I remember right. And I think that's it, but let me double check so I don't lead you astray. So this is the blue sheet for Chapter 9.